My t-shirt is not sustainable, but I made it. Plus, the most sustainable garment is the one you already own. There is so much inflicted fear of missing out today. Mostly it comes from TV and social media. And especially in fashion, there is this constant message that always goes around. The slogan says, buy it now or miss your chance forever. Big fast fashion brands, they don't restock. They jump straight away to the next trend, and either you bought it, either you missed it. And here's exactly where it creates a big field to think about. If that trend I just saw a couple of weeks back and it's not there anymore, I missed it, instead there is something else, then it wasn't neither important, neither relevant. So I missed nothing. Hello, I'm Alex, you're with Brave New World, and as a fashion designer, I want to share with you what I know and what I've learned about fashion, show you the absolute benefit of slow fashion and the exact opposite of fast fashion. If something has a value, its value will stay and most likely even increase in the time. In fashion, by increasing value with the time, it doesn't only mean when you buy luxury Louis Vuitton bag that in 20 years from now someone will pay double of original price in a vintage shop because it's a Louis Vuitton and it was part of special collection and so on. Increasing value with the time in fashion industry means as well a good that after his life and usage cycle will go back to his origin, brought to the stage of fiber and put back to the production chain again. Let's take an example, t-shirt that is made by 100% recycled cotton. This means no soil has been sowed with new seeds of cotton plant. So no water has been actually used to grow the plantation. And if I don't do sowing and collecting and processing, so far I use no water, soil, labor, electricity, and I produce no waste to be burned and contribute to pollution. Once my 100% recycled t-shirt is at the end of the proper recycle life, I will recycle it again by bringing it to the state of fiber. Again, going through processes as spinning, waving, stitching, distribution, and back in someone's wardrobe. And I gave the maximum of the purpose of this garment. And I keep giving it until infinity. Where is the increased value comes from in this case? Well, it comes from the fact that less water, soil, and any kind of resources will be engaged in the process. And that translates into clear water for you to drink, clear air for you to breathe, and more beautiful beaches for you to visit with not dead algae. And yes, I've spent resources in the recycling process, but they are significantly less than starting from scratch. And here we talk about sustainable brand, one that has respected people and environment in all processes of production. If I see a garment with the tag 100% recycled or organic with all relative certification, which is already impossible, but imagine seeing it in a fast fashion brand, I'm not buying it. Because the message is wrong. It doesn't come from a business model of company awareness, but from marketing strategy. The same marketing strategy team that uses pushing slogans as "don't miss it" or "last chance to buy" in their selling campaigns. Slogans like that has but one purpose: by inflaming the fear of missing out, making you buying their products. Fast fashion brands will keep refurnishing with newness, their physical and virtual shops because they flourish their business under creating consumer by subliminal messages, fear of missing out. But there is nothing you're missing out. Actually, by not buying this last trend, you're winning time for yourself to dedicate on the goals in life you set out for yourself and to spend time with your friends or family. By missing out, you're actually keeping your money for yourself to invest in you. That might be a language class, a pottery class, a trip, house renewal, or first home purchase, whatever you want. It can be anything that brings you value, and only you can set up what brings you value. Fear of missing out is not sustainable, neither in your wardrobe, neither in your life. And sustainable brands knows it and honors this value by offering you only products that are good for you and for the planet. Products which trend stays longer than 2 weeks and you can easily integrate to your wardrobe today, tomorrow, in 6 months, in 2 years from now, and so on. And nobody pays me for this, by the way. Only you can set up what brings you value, because we're all different and answer to different stimulations. If you see in the social media, others are appearing like having more fun, going out more, or purchasing bigger house, luxury car, doing trips in Singapore or other fancy places, or going to fancy restaurants all the time, or I don't know, having amazing body shape. It's their life, and they cannot have all of the things we just said above altogether. Each one of us decides what's important in our lives and sets the proper goals accordingly. For me, what I really love is traveling. In the past 3 years, I've done many 2-week-long trips, a lot of weekends and long weekends escapes, and 3-month trip in South America. All of this with my earnings of these last 3 years, and keeping as well on side some savings. To accomplish that, sometimes I was working 10 to 12 hours per day, not having much time for myself, being too tired for going out on week time, and so on weekend I would do just some home cleaning and grocery shop. So no time to shape the perfect body, no budget for buying expensive stuff, and so on. Back then, I didn't really have social media accounts because I didn't really need them. And the one account I had on Facebook, I post nothing and really rarely open. Looking at other people's lives through social media was not really interesting and affecting me in no way. So I didn't really felt I'm missing things that others were doing. Another example is a close friend of mine that wanted to buy an apartment. She always had some savings, as she has always been, let's say, smart with money. But in the last 2-3 years, she went into this savings mode by making very minimalist choices. She would do Airbnb in her spare room, traveling on a budget, buying only what's necessary. And as a result, she bought her very first flat in cash, and the biggest part of the money came from her savings in these past couple of years. But she didn't care going out to expensive restaurants and posting on social media overpriced meals. My friend didn't care to miss something by saying no to social influences. Once I met a girl that wouldn't dress up in any fancy way, no makeup, living what many might define as a modest lifestyle, whose social media profiles would be pictures of landscapes and sunset, and that's all actually. And when we started talking, she revealed to be the most interesting person in a table of over 30 people. She traveled a lot, she would do a lot of different sports. She would have a big passion for jumping with a parachute from an airplane. So we started speaking about that, and I was so curious because it was something I always wanted to try. And my question regarding the fortune this sport needs you to invest, she said it can be expensive, but really not more expensive than when you go to restaurants regularly. And she didn't care about restaurants. She preferred to invest in air jumping. She had a great body and definitely saw amazing bird view landscapes. But none of this was on her Instagram account. Because she didn't need to. Because she knew she missed nothing. She had all she wanted. All of these examples above are examples of people, yes, including me, who didn't fear to miss out something because they had a definitive purpose. Having the definitive purpose means eliminate all the superfluous from your life, everything that is unnecessary, according to what is important to you. If you like the video, support me with a like, subscribe for my channel to see the next video, and by then be brave in this new fearless world. Fear of missing out? Ma per favore!